So hey y'all, I'm back with another video. So tonight's video is yet again another Chioma Chats video podcast edition. So by the title, we're going to be doing popular opinions. So contrary to my unpopular opinion series, I thought I would switch it up and do popular opinions. So either opinions that we all agree with or just things that we have noticed that we may want to say but we don't say. So I thought it would be interesting to do this because oftentimes I'm kind of just coming for everybody, but why not just talk about the things that are either obvious or the things that need to be reiterated about your faves. So without further ado, let's get right into this video. So my first popular opinion is Beyonce is the greatest entertainer of the new school. I think what Beyonce embodies is the definition of star power. Her adaptability, raw talent, work ethic, and beauty is completely unmatched. And I do understand why she has a cult-like following. I never question the Beehive's intensity because of course you have the toxicity aspects of a celebrity's fan base, but I really think that they are standing a real worldwide global sensation that is once in a lifetime and also has one of the biggest footprints in the music industry ever. To me, Beyonce is the epitome of a superstar, and I think the praise that she gets is on some levels crazy, but at the same time warranted because we're talking about someone who has been in the music industry for over 25 years, doesn't have any scandals, doesn't respond or entertain any negativity, lives a very private life, and only shows up where the money resides. I mean, talk about an actual queen that deserves the praise that she gets. I know some people think that Beyonce's praise is excessive, but I think people understand and respect why she is so idolized. So my second popular opinion is Chrisean Rock is a nutcase. However, I think we're being bamboozled. I definitely think that she has a lot of trauma and all of her background stuff is factual, but I started to see a lot of people thinking that a lot of the stuff that she does is just for attention and for the internet, and I don't know, I do believe it. I believe that people gave her genuine sympathy up until it crossed the line of her trying to overcompensate for the attention that she's now receiving. And yes, this can go back to her childhood and everything, but I think Chrisean is smarter than people give her credit for. She plays into the dysfunction and she definitely knows that what she posts is going to get perceived in a certain way. People act as if just because she has all of this abuse and toxicity tied to her, that she isn't cognizant of several choices that she's making. She seems to be kind of accountable to a certain degree, but she does whatever she wants to do anyway. So I think Chrisean Rock is definitely playing the media all while dealing with what she's dealing with. I think it's a double-edged sword and people are free to have their sympathy or not have their sympathy, but I think people's opinion of her playing it up for the cameras and social media is definitely very true. My third popular opinion is the Glorilla and Moneybagg Yo collaboration was mid. I don't even know if it was the song or just the concept, but I saw people saying that they didn't really care for it, and I was also indifferent, but more on the side of it was mid. I think the collaboration between them was a great idea because they're two really similar artists, not just because they're from Memphis, but I think their cadence and their personality on tracks are kind of similar to one another. So them going back and forth on the song was okay, but I think it was just the concept. The Jody and Yvette baby boy concept was cool, but I just don't think it fit their look. Like, I know we're supposed to believe that they are dating within the scenes, but it just doesn't read to me because it doesn't look realistic enough. The song, on the other hand, I've heard better from both of them, so I didn't really replay it. If y'all didn't know, Moneybagg Yo was probably one of my top 5 favorite artists, and I really like Glorilla, so I was anticipating their collaboration, but I'm gonna agree with the majority and say that for this song at least, it just really didn't hit. My fourth popular opinion is Nicki Minaj deserves a Grammy. In my last unpopular opinions video, I said that Nicki Minaj should retire. Y'all definitely whooped my ass for that, but I definitely don't think retire is the word that I meant or should have said. I think Nicki should drop another album, hopefully get a Grammy for it, and then I wouldn't be mad if she was more on the OG side to her career. So not that she should end her career, stop making music. That's not even what I meant by retire, but I think once she drops her next album and speaking it into existence once she gets a Grammy, I really do think she just wrapped everybody's coffin with a bow. I want to see Nicki as a label owner with artists, and I would still want her to drop singles but be more on the boss side of the industry because I think her historic placement in female rap music would be just as admirable on that side of the music industry. So I guess what I mean is retire from making albums when she puts out her next one, but definitely not retire from the music industry as a whole. But Nicki Minaj deserves a Grammy. Like, people try to downplay it as if it's just an award and it doesn't matter, and it may not for real, but it does signify something. And we all know that Nicki Minaj has exceeded any expectation or requirements necessary to be awarded a Grammy. Like, even if you don't like her, we all know that she deserves a Grammy award for all she has done in this industry. I don't even understand why they're still playing with her, but popular opinion, Nicki Minaj deserves a Grammy. My fifth popular opinion is DJ Academics is problematic. And I don't necessarily think he is problematic in a way that is over overall detrimental, but he definitely has a very controversial approach to the industry. The things DJ Academic says is way worse than things that I say or do. I feel like he's way more ruthless and way more offensive, but I think it's fine for a commentator to stand in their opinion. However, I think his problematic ways is definitely looked at differently because maybe since he's considered verified and he's one of the top platforms in urban media, people kind of get up in arms but still don't cancel him. And I don't necessarily think he should be canceled. I mean, he's built his platform organically just like I'm doing mine, but I find it interesting how he's been socially troublesome over the years and still maintains a high grossing and high engaged platform. But people be telling me to shut up and that I can't be in any industry because I talk. That's the difference between male platforms and female platforms. Nonetheless, I do agree that he is problematic, and I see why he gets into it with a lot of celebrities all the time, but I can respect that he has made his own name from scratch and can be problematic but still have a platform that exists. Can't be mad at that. My sixth popular opinion is Lil Baby is the best artist out of the new school. I think Lil Baby's hype is warranted. I think he's probably one of the most, if not the best example of rags to riches, advancing the opportunity that you're given, and also being a likable celebrity. When do you ever hear about Lil Baby in any mess other than his infidelities, which, to be honest, is a common denominator with most rappers? Not excusing it, but I'm just saying that's like the worst thing that you can say about him, that he has a lot of girls, and I think almost every rapper does. But outside of that, his musical quality is top notch. His standout quality is there. His relatability and likability for his audience is organic. I think Lil Baby's numbers and how he's been able to become this huge rapper since he came out makes a lot of sense. I actually think Lil Baby is a pretty decent role model for the youth. I mean, not everything he says and does, but it's refreshing to see somebody like Lil Baby be present and relevant in today's times because I think he's a stand-up guy. Most of these rappers are going in and out of jail or still dealing with street stuff, and if Lil Baby does, he keeps it on the hush, but he hasn't even been in and out of jail since his career has taken off, and I do respect that. Like, literally after watching his documentary, his placement in the rap game is so necessary and really well deserved. My seventh popular opinion is Jordyn Woods was definitely wrong for the situation dealing with Khloe Kardashian and Tristan Thompson. And I think the popular opinion is that everybody knows that, but just because the situation, we all definitely came to Jordyn's defense because the Kardashians, in this case Khloe, wasn't always the most innocent and ethical person when it came to pursuing men. However, I think that Jordyn was just young and dumb. We're the same age, and I can credit her being 20 years old and making that mistake because, yes, we are going to blame Tristan as the main perpetrator, but I kind of feel like Jordyn also let her guard down. Jordyn was sitting on his lap, which to me is a non-sexual way of showing interest or at least flirting, and I think he read that energy and used it to his advantage to kiss her and I guess pursue her. He was definitely the worst one in the situation, but I think most people agree that Jordyn was also wrong. She just didn't deserve the backlash that she got in the way that the Kardashians were trying to give it to her. Hence why a lot of people came to her defense. Well, I think it worked out for Jordyn in the end. I mean, she was kind of the understudy and overshadowed friend, and now people care about her. People focus on her. She's gotten a lot more celebrity from that situation, and she doesn't really get negative backlash to this day. She was able to kind of walk away scotch-free and with minimal injuries. But I think we all know that she was still in the wrong for the part that she played. Just a young and dumb mistake. We have all been there. My eighth popular opinion is Kris Jenner definitely pimps out her daughters. I'll say like 50% of it is good and 50% of it is bad. She has a natural knack for being able to flip any situation. Anything that trends or anything that is correlated to any of her daughters, she finds a way to monetize it. And I do actually like that aspect. Like, for example, her and Kendall Jenner are now spokespersons for Uber Eats. And this comes after Kendall Jenner trended for not being able to cut a cucumber. So they took that little joke and made a bag. So that side of it I can get with. But the other side of it is her pimping out her daughters and their insecurities to be these moguls in beauty, even though they are pretty much contrived and calculated through surgery and enhancements. I think what Kris Jenner utilizes is the combination of inorganic beauty plus insecurity plus virality plus attention equals money. She takes all of those coefficients and variables and gets millions and billions of dollars out of it. Tell me that's not a pimp named Slickback. I think we all know that Kris Jenner is really just a legal pimp, and it is very much clear as day. My ninth popular opinion is Natalie Nunn is trash. I think Natalie Nunn thrives off of negative attention. I think it does something to her psyche that enables her to feel justified in being a mess. Like, I don't even have a big SAT word to describe her. I just think she's a mess. When I watch the show Baddies, most of the time, the thought that I'm thinking is, does Natalie Nunn seriously behave this way? Or does she just play this role for TV? Because she acts as if she's still living in 2009 when she was on her season of Bad Girls Club. Like, I think she might be a textbook narcissist because it's like she's trying to make up for something by diverting all of the attention to her. I understand that she was one of the breakout stars for the Bad Girls Club franchise, and I understand that she did bring it to Zeus Network, so I'll give her credit for that. But the way how she acts on the show as if she's owed something and all of the attention has to be on her and she's this big boss. But if you look at her and her leadership skills, they're trash. When you look at her professionalism, it's trash. When you look at the way that she talks to the girls in the show who are kind of bullied to bow down to her, it's trash. I think Natalie Nunn represents the early 2000s reality TV era being resurged into modern times because she wasn't able to let go of her addiction to attention. I'm not mad at her for making a new show and extending the Baddies franchise. Episode 1 of Baddies West was actually crazy and I'm tuned in, but I just feel like Natalie Nunn should just be on the business side to it and cut the malarkey and the antics. My 10th and final popular opinion is Tyra Banks was definitely the villain of the America's Next Top Model franchise. When we watched the show growing up, everything seemed pretty normal for the sake of winning the competition. I mean, I used to look at the girls get their hair cut and they're crying and I'm like, but don't you want to be America's Next Top Model? But looking at it with an adult eye, a lot of the things that Tyra put them through didn't necessarily correlate to really being a model. And I think for a TV show, it's fine that she had fun games, challenges, and even obstacles in certain cases because it is a competition at the end of the day. But I think where most people are taken aback now is how nonchalant Tyra was about some of the blatant disrespect, bullying, and disregard for the contestants overall. I did a full video on this a few years back. I'll even link it in the description box down below. But Tyra Banks, rightfully so, gets called out for a lot of things that happened on America's Next Top Model because they were blatantly wrong. And I think people see this and have held her to task, and she has been accountable, but I feel like it's only to a certain extent. I remember I watched an update video about Tiffany. That was the girl that Tyra yelled at, saying that everybody was rooting for her, and you know, it kind of went viral. But it seems like Tiffany never got what she deserved out of that situation. Tyra made promises to her and didn't fulfill them. And I think now we can all agree that Tyra Banks used a lot of these girls to build the America's Next Top Model empire. And while she did give a lot of girls an opportunity to compete for that title, the aftermath that is present now that we're in a different social climate is that she definitely was the villain and deserved to be held accountable for a lot of the things that went down on America's Next Top Model. So that is it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed. Please let me know your commentary on my commentary down below. What do you think? What do you know? Let me know. If you haven't already, go stream my song Ballin'. It is out on all platforms, linked down below. And lastly, don't forget to follow me on all of my social media networks, especially my Instagram and Twitter. Shout out to the people that I've been talking to on Twitter. And I will see y'all in my next video. Bye, y'all.
New freestyle to your checklist. Pull it to your block like I play Tetris. Quiet, ho, let me finish my sentence. 10 that they see like I'm from Memphis. Going big like I'm from Texas. Life is being blessed in exit. Made that boy make me his bench press. Now he breathless. Green, white, green when I be reppin'. Nardo wicked when we steppin'. Jerky niggas I'm rejecting. Make me teach your ass a lesson. I'ma call him when I need some money. I ain't tryna wait. Mansion in the motherland, bitch. Leave it by the gate. My brother counting money up. My sis driving the getaway. It's Queen Chioma trigger, cause you know I make it ricochet. Told y'all it's a ceremony. Every day a cabaret. Get out my way, I'm out the way. They say I'm out the ordinary. All my favorite cousins up, they round the way and on the way. Had to come to auntie house, cause last time I did 20 I said I'ma call him when I need some money. I ain't tryna wait. Mansion in the motherland, bitch. Leave it by the gate. Call my favorite cousins up, they round the way and on the way. Had to come to auntie house, cause last time I did 20K. Yo, Chioma, they don't know who they messing with. I be where the blessings is, my pockets never deficit. You can't touch all this excellence, you gon' need a prerequisite. You gon' need some relevance, so cut it OT Genesis. Pat in the mail from my boys in Abuja. Thick, meaty, spicy, juicy, baby, call me Suya. I said 24/7, we stacking, racking. I'm a bad bitch, you fraction, lacking. Counting bread while he playing Madden. I'm in the building, bitch, what's happening? Queen Chioma, pure satisfaction. I'm really a vet, these joints.